As many of you would know, I recently went on a vacation, a much needed 2 week break away from the farm. And as someone who is very hands on in my layer poultry business, being away for that long was honestly not easy. I've actually not been away for 2 weeks. So this is my first time of being away from the farm for 2 weeks, and now I am back. Of course, before I left, I put in so many systems, so many things before leaving, and I made a video about that. So today I'm back and I'm just going to walk around the farm and see how things have been in my absence. So let's go. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Poultry with Modupe. My name is Modupe and I'm a layer poultry farmer, a layer poultry consultant, a layer poultry trainer, and I'm doing my business in Nigeria. So in today's video, I am back to the farm, back again. Yeah, holiday is over and I'm back to the farm. So anyway, I got to the farm today. Of course, first looked around. Then I decided on which pen to go in first. I decided to go into this pen first. This is our first pen. And yeah, so I just decided to enter this pen first. I'm checking on the birds. That's very important. So I picked this egg because I needed to see what the shell looks like. It looks very soft. That was why I picked it. So I'm looking at the birds. I'm looking at their reaction. I'm looking at their comb. I'm looking at how active they are. I'm checking on how much egg they've laid at the time I got in. So my plan today was actually to get to the farm around 7 a.m. But trust me, I think I woke up around 6 a.m. before I could finish everything in the house. I left the house around 7 a.m. and I didn't get to the farm until 8 a.m. Yes, I didn't get to the farm until that time. So by this time, the workers, they've already fed the birds. So I was checking on how much feed they have consumed so far. I was checking on the eggs they have laid. Of course, at this time, they would have only laid very few numbers of eggs. So I was checking on the egg, seeing that, okay, it's looking like it should look. So I'm checking under again that, okay, are things fine with the birds under, because of course I can see the ones at the top easily, but I have to now bend, scoop down a bit to see what's happening with the birds under. So I'm literally just going to be walking around the pen, checking on the birds. If I see any bird with funny activity, I'm going to stop to further check on the birds also. So I'm just going around the pen, and of course I would always say that a well-managed poultry farm is not about you being physically present every day. It is about having systems and a trained team that can maintain standard even while you are away. Of course, it felt so good to be back at the farm again, and I noticed that the birds are calm, they are active, and they look well, which is actually a huge relief to me. These birds, they are very old. They are over 100 weeks. I'm going to be selling some of them in the next few days. So I'm looking at them, checking what their production is like. Of course, I've been monitoring their production even while I was away, because I literally speak with my staff every day to know the activities on the farm. So yeah, I'm just checking on their condition, checking their weather, their feather, the activity level and everything, seeing if there's any issue amongst them. So this is me. I'm just going to be having a lot of looking around, picking this, picking that. That's what I'm going to be doing today on the farm. So this is a dead bird on the floor. Yeah, we may not be able to completely stop mortality. Then you see this egg on the floor. This bird has broken their egg. Then of course we have the issue of rats breaking our floors and getting into the pen. It's such a menace. Of course, yeah, this is the dead bird. So the rat issue on the farm is a huge one, and I'm doing everything within my power to try and minimize their effects on our production or on our birds. But trust me, you don't want rats on your farm, but they would always come around. You just have to find ways to manage it. So of course I'm still walking around. I'm checking on the birds, of course, their feed. I'm also checking their water line, checking their feeders. Then of course this pen here, or this line of cage anyway, we have serious issue of rats in this particular pen. So the rats, they dug the floor and they made this cage deformed. It's not as straight as it should be. So it means that once I sell the birds in this pen, I must reconcrete the floor, then also call the cage installer to come help me reset the cages again. See, again, you don't want rats dealing. Look at the way it is at the top. You'd see that it is not exactly straight, it's bent somewhere at the top there. So the other things I also have to check on the farm will be the dropping of the birds. Every time I say that the dropping of your birds, it will let you know what is happening with your birds. You can always have an idea if your birds are fine by their dropping. So I'm done with this pen, and I'm going to go into our other pen, which is the bigger pen. This first pen has a capacity of 2,400 birds, but this next pen I am getting into now has capacity of 3,900. So the total birds capacity of my farm is 6,300. So let's check on this the birds in this pen. This is a 3-row pen. This is the first row, this is the second row, and this is the third row at that end over there. So like I did in the first pen, I'm also going to walk around this pen to check on the birds. Of course, the birds are different ages, so they would have different I will be looking out for different things amongst them. So I'll start with the oldest birds in this pen, these birds on this line. I have some birds there that are like 140 something week, 142 weeks. They're going to be out of the farm by tomorrow or next tomorrow. I'm selling them off. Then of course on this line also, I think I have another set of birds that are like 120 something weeks. I'm also going to be selling them off also. Yeah, so I'm walking around. The birds I'm looking at here, they are sick. Okay, it didn't really show well. That's the sick bay, so we have some birds there. So yeah, I'm checking on the birds, seeing what they've laid so far at this time. And I should say that from what I've seen so far, my attendants, they did a good job maintaining hygiene and the feed level. The dropping of course also looked normal. The birds are alert. That's a good sign of proper care and feeding. Of course, yeah, there will be minor issues, or I noticed minor issues here and there, like the dead bird that I noticed. There's another dead bird in this pen. Then of course the bird you saw earlier, it's crippled, so that's another issue. But then I think overall they did great, and I would give that to them. So I gave them gifts already, monetary gifts, because I really don't know what I could buy for them from my vacation. Yeah, so that'll be about still walking around the pen, seeing what is happening. And of course you're walking around with me too. If you've watched to this extent and you've not subscribed on my channel, or you're coming across my video for the first time, I am Poultry with Modupe. I'm a layer poultry farmer. I am that person you should reach out to if you want to start layer poultry farming. Yes, I am that person. So anyway, I offer consultation, I offer training, I train your staff, and also the training could be online or physical. I also offer farm inspection or farm visitation. These are paid services. And of course, if you're looking to start your farm and you're not sure where to get your inputs, cages, birds, feed, and all that, medication, I'm that person you should reach out to. I have a vendor list, the trusted ultimate vendor list. You should purchase that, and you get the contact of all the vendors you would need to start and set up your farm. So anyway, if you've not subscribed to my channel again, now is the time to do so. You can also join my membership, where you get to be my own people. Yes, you can join my membership. That's a way of supporting me on this channel. So like I said, so far the birds are fine, they are okay, and they're doing very well. So please let me say thank you to my staff, to my attendants in the comment section. They've done amazing. So let's get to the next part of this video, because yes, I'm not only going to be checking on the birds in the pen, I'm also going to be looking around other things on the farm also. Of course, I went through around the surrounding, checked that the weeds are very low. I also checked on wherever we have rats holes around the farm. I made and I have to know that, okay, we have to fix it very soon. I also check on some of the inputs we may have on the farm. While I was away, a welder brought wheelbarrow that I had paid for a long time ago, about 3 months ago. He just fixed it and brought it to the farm, so I checked on that also. So basically just checked on everything on the farm. Check on some of the things I planted around the farm too. I checked on that. So it's not as if me being away, it's not as if I'm just bothered about only the birds. The surroundings are also important. Of course, while I was getting to the farm today, I noticed that there were lots of weeds outside of our farm. I've made a mental note to inform the person who is going to weed those things away. So that will also help us to reduce snakes, rats, and all that from getting to our farm or to the pen, to where the birds are. Anyway, so yeah, you might see some birds flying around here. That's one thing I'm dealing with on my farm. And this is why when you're building your farm, when you're building your pen, you should be very careful with how they will do the netting of the pen. We had issues with our netting, and that's why these birds could get in. I have not been able to fix it in all the period I've been trying. So let's check on other parts. So here is our egg store. This is where we store our eggs. So today I made this video yesterday, so that means the eggs we have here are the eggs from a day before, which has not been taken out of the farm and need to be taken out of the farm today. So imagine me being away for 2 weeks and we produce about 140 crates currently per day, because the production of my birds are reducing. They are getting older, so the production is not like when we're getting 155 crates per day and all that. So this feed here, I checked on the feed, so the remaining feed we had on the farm. These are the empty bags of feed we have on the farm, and of course we took delivery of another batch of feed some days ago. So while I was away, I made arrangements for this set of bags of feed to be brought to the farm. I know that what we currently have will sustain us for some more days, but I had to make provision for the next set because the feed should not finish on the farm before I make provision for the new one. So this is my office, and of course it also acts as an extension of the feed store. So yeah, this is the remaining feed. This has not been used. This is 600 bags that has not been touched, and yeah, that's about it. And that will be all. That's about me walking around the pen, checking on the birds, seeing that everything is fine on the farm. And of course, considering that I've been away for like 17 days, so yeah, so that's pretty much. I think it's more like we did like pen tour or even farm tour today. So yeah, things are pretty fine, and yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching. So we'll see you on another video. Back to the farm. Yeah.